What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back the day after a very good win, a positive win. The points we needed, obviously, but just in general, the performance, overall performance, um, was very encouraging. It was very positive. It was um, a lot what we saw from the last couple of games. Only this time we finished the job off. We did what we had to do, and we were actually in total control for the entire game. So that's extremely positive. However, that's something we need to keep in mind and we need to start building on, obviously. But we cannot shy away from our reality and what should be the focus, and that is the transfer window, and that is needing help, and that is also, in my opinion, not wasting money on players that are just not good enough, feel like a quick fix, because you couldn't hit all your main target, which is still a reason to be called out and to say that you failed, in my opinion. But spending 30, 35 million, let's say 30 million for Tomori is not a smart move. And that's not just based on yesterday's performance, because yesterday's performance wasn't good. You saw that goal from Timothy. That was some really bad defending, very naive. But that's one of the reasons. But before we get into it, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, as always. And yeah, let's talk about what should be happening in the next couple of days. And the next couple of days, we do need help. And for the club right now, Tomori is help. It is a player they believe they can help. He can help the team. I'm not convinced about that at all. To be honest, I think when I talk about Tomori, I don't think he's a scrub. I don't think he's an average player. I do not want to describe him like that. However, he's not a player that is gonna make you exponentially better. That is a player that is a quick fix potentially from now until the end of the season. But if you invest a lot of money on him, you're stuck with him. You're not gonna get that money back. You're creating, in my opinion, a problem that is going to put you in a bad situation down the line where you cannot get rid of these players and you start needing to sell players you actually want to keep. We've seen it. Huijsen, for example, who is doing fantastically well at Bournemouth. No surprise that Bournemouth is doing well as well. And you let him go for basically peanuts. And I get the cash flow and like halfway. I get that the club needed the fresh funds and so on. But in the mindset of a fan, it makes no sense to sell a player like Huijsen, then turn around and pay close to 30 million euros for Fikayo Tomori. It doesn't really make sense at all. However, we need help. We need help. There was a moment in the game where I think Kalulu, it looked like he felt something, and I was like, damn. Like, actually, damn, if that's actually the case that he goes down injured right now, Kalulu, then what the hell are we gonna do in the next couple of games? That is a very, very big concern, for us right now. We don't have center backs. I repeat, it's a miracle that none of our two center backs are getting injured. Like, it's actually a miracle considering how our players are getting injured. Like, it's unbelievable. But we are kind of, or Giuntoli is kind of testing fate right here. He's actually daring fate to challenge him. Like, it's clear that we need help. Like, it's clear that we need help. It's already too late, in my opinion, because I think things could have been avoided if we got help in a bit earlier. It didn't happen. And so for me, that is an issue. That is an issue. So Giuntoli is going to need to act quickly. I've seen the reports for Hansko. If you really believe in Hansko, you pay a little bit over the top and you make sure that he comes in, or that you're able to bring him in January. Like, it's good that you have an agreement for the summer, I guess. But in the meantime, we're struggling in terms of personnel. Kalulu and Gatti are playing a lot of games. They're playing all the games, basically. They're playing all the games, which, you might say it's good, but it is risky. Like, it is risky. In an ideal world, if we had Bremer fit and Cabal was fit, Bremer would have been benched as well a couple of games. He would have set out a game here and there to rest, and that's normal, I think. But right now we cannot do that, and that is worrisome. Especially if you pair that with the news that an offer for Cambiaso might come in, you're going to weaken yourself even more so when you're already in a very difficult situation. You're already in a situation where we need to do something, and not one but two. What is interesting is that, and I didn't know that, which makes sense because we usually do not try to sign as many players as we're trying to do in January. You can only sign up 3 new players in the Champions League. So Colomani cannot play against Bruges and Benfica. The new players can only play in the next round. That's one. But if you sign Colomani and Alberto Costa and one more defender, and actually we need 2, especially if we go with Danilo and Cambiaso as well, we need 2. It's actually insane that we're only looking for 1, according to reports right now. You cannot sign them all up for the Champions League list, new signings, unless there's another rule I don't know and you drop out a certain amount of player. I have no idea, but that is a rule that you need to keep in mind as well, that one of these players is going to get left out, one of these new signings. So, but we need help. We obviously need help, and that's up to Giuntoli. What Monta needs to do right is navigate through it. Hopefully everybody stays fit, somehow manage the minutes of these players, which I think he's already trying to do in the last couple of games. But that means it's going to cost you in terms of quality, or it's going to cost you in terms of moments where you get somebody off because you're maybe a bit scared that he got picked up something, or he has a niggle, or he doesn't look 100% right. But that means also the drop off in quality will be there, and you're in a situation where you're basically giving and taking when you actually just should be giving on that pitch. So it is going to be interesting. It's a massive week, but I think that the fear is not to the fear is wasting money, and we're in a situation where we're probably going to waste money because we went for our main targets: Araujo, Silva, Hansko, and we got thrown away 3 times. And now you're in a situation where you become desperate, and teams you're dealing with right now know you're desperate. Everybody knows we need a defender. Everybody knows that. And with 2 weeks left, everybody knows, well, you're going to pay a bit extra because there's only 2 weeks left, and maybe we are going to need to replace that player as well ourselves. So a massive week for Giuntoli. Massive week. Also a big week for Motta because you play Bruges away and you play Napoli away. 2 tough away games that could turn your season around potentially. If you win against Bruges, you're in the next round. If you win against Napoli, the outlook is a little bit more rosy in the league because we had the stretch of games of very difficult games. You kind of quote unquote survive that. I'm guessing, and then you can basically move on. And see what will come up next. But it all starts with Giuntoli. It all starts with Giuntoli. So let's see what he's gonna do. But the message for me is: do not waste money. Money we can use in the summer more wisely. That's it. Let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you guys later tonight for a live show. Ciao.